You want to help me with something?
Sure, what is it?
Let's go back in time.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Hey, are you ready? Do you know what road we're taking?
Where we're going, we don't need roads. Holy cow!
Hi, is Carl Sagan home?
Oh, yeah, follow me.
Alright. Hello, and welcome to the Astronomy Channel. I'm Sarah, and we have a special guest with us today. I recently built a time machine, went back in the past, and brought the one and only Carl Sagan back with us here to talk about one of my favorite topics, the moon. So Carl, how are you doing?
Great. The future is so much more advanced than I could think. I'm so proud of our discoveries so far. So our topic today is the moon. And what would you like to talk about first?
I was thinking we could tell our viewers first about how the theory of the moon was created.
Well, contrary to popular belief, the moon isn't as old as the Earth. The moon was formed about 30 to 50 million years after the solar system. This theory is called the giant impact theory. No one can say for sure how it happened, but many hypotheses and theories state that the Earth had no moon until a rogue planet struck it, which created an impact so large that it created a cloud that reached around 13,700 miles or 22,000 kilometers high. It then condensed into solid particles that started to orbit the Earth. Over time, the particles stuck together, creating a larger chunk, then giving us the moon as we know it today.
That's fascinating. How about you enlighten me about the different phases of the moon?
The full moon is when the moon is behind the Earth, but the orbit is at an angle, so not directly behind the Earth. So the sun shines on the full half that is showing, thus giving the look of the full moon. The third quarter moon is like the same as the first, but just on the opposite side of the Earth, so our picture here, it will be located in the east.
Now, I know there are terms for when the moon is between these phases, right?
Yes, when the moon is in transition from the new moon to the first quarter, it's called a waxing crescent. Waxing means getting bigger. From the first quarter to full is a waxing gibbous. Gibbous means bigger than a half. Then from the full to third, the moon appears as though it's getting smaller, and it is called a waning gibbous. Waning means getting smaller.
Now, getting bigger and smaller are just from the appearance-wise, not actually growing or shrinking.
Right, and lastly, the transition from the third quarter was called a waning crescent. Does it all make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thanks, Carl. I also have a photo of December 2012's declination graph. The lowest it gets is negative 20 degrees on the 13th, and the highest it gets is 20 degrees on the 27th. Now, we only have a minute or so left to the show, but I want to give the viewers some interesting facts on the moon. Okay, well, obviously the moon is spherical in shape.
It is visible only by reflected sunlight.
The moon circles the Earth once per month, and the orbit around the Earth, called a revolution, takes about 29.5 days from new moon to new moon.
The moon is slowly drifting away.
The moon looks as big as the sun, when actually the sun is 400 times larger, but 400 times further away, thus creating the effect of being, well, the same size.
And only 12 people have ever stepped on the moon's surface.
Did you know that some people think that the moon can affect how we act and the way we live, so when people go insane, they call them lunatics? Well, Carl, that was a great show. Thanks so much for being here. Not that you had a choice.
Well, thanks for coming back in time and showing me pictures of the future and giving me hope for future scientists of America and Canada.
Thank you, viewers, for tuning in today and seeing this wonderful interview with Carl Sagan. Tune in next week for talking about the mission to Mars. Thanks and have a great day.